Welcome to the product tutorials on expense approval paths in Replicon. I'm now logged in into the Replicon instance. In this demo, I would show how you can create new expense approval paths within the Replicon system. In order to create new expense approval paths, go to Administration and click on Expense Approval Paths available under Expenses. You would see some existing approval paths available here. To add a new expense approval path, click on the Add Approval Path button available at the top. Name the approval path, add a description if you would like to, and then start creating the approval path for the expenses. You can click on the Add sign that's available in front of Step 1 approvers to add either a role or an existing supervisor within the Replicon system. When you click on roles, you would see supervisor and project manager roles coming up here. When you choose supervisor, the expense sheet submitted by a user will go to the supervisor that's been updated in his user profile. When you say project manager, then the expense sheet is created against a particular project, and that particular project manager will receive the expense sheet for approval. You can also add specific supervisors existing within the system. In case that you want to see a person who is not actually a supervisor within the Replicon system to be available here for selection, it is important that you go ahead and give him the supervisor permission, which though can be a blank permission, so he could not go ahead and see any data within the team tab, but would be made available within the supervisor list here. So select any one of the options as per your requirement. You can then go ahead and add multiple steps if you would like the approval to go in steps, or if you would like the approval to go at once to all the different people that you're selecting in the approval path, then set all those people on the same step. So click on the Add button here to add more people on the same step, or click on Add Approval step here and then click on the Add button to add a second step. This is how you can add multiple approvers and an expense approval path within the Replicon system. Once you add this approval path, it would be made available within the list here. You will also see a default approval path option mentioned right up here. Click on the existing default approval path and then click on the drop down to change it to your requirement. The path that you select here will be assigned to any new user that you create in Replicon by default. That is, any new user that you create within Replicon will by default be assigned to this approval path, and any expense sheet that he submits will follow this approval path for approval. This is how you can create expense approval paths within Replicon. Thank you for watching the video. Did you know that you can now get in touch with Replicon using the Replicon community? In order to access Replicon community, go to the Replicon homepage and click on Customer Zone available at the top. Then choose Community and you would be taken to the community page where you can register and start posting your questions, queries, ideas, or report bugs, and one of our product management team members or a Replicon representative will get in touch with you directly. Alternatively, you can also log into your Replicon system and click on the settings icon available at the top. You can then choose Customer Community and you would be taken to the same community page where you can start posting your ideas, questions, and queries, and we'll be glad to help you.